Operation Northwoods was a plan signed by the Joint Chiefs of Staff in 1962, but was rejected by then-President John F. Kennedy. This plan, also known as the Cuba Project, was proposed in order to invade Cuba. They would justify this invasion by staging Cuban terrorist attacks in Florida and Washington, D.C. The government and the military had plans to shoot up schools, blow up drone commercial airlines, and also stage a fake raid on Guantanamo Bay. Other options considered would be the murdering of Cuban refugees off the Florida coast, blowing up a U.S. ship in a harbor, starting riots, and staging mortar and artillery fire to U.S. military bases from Cuba. The document was made public in 1997, with little public response. Now I will show some official documents. Subject: Justification for U.S. military intervention in Cuba. 1. The Joint Chiefs of Staff have considered the attached memorandum for the Chief of Operations, Cuba Project, which responds to a request of that office for brief but precise description of pretexts, which would provide justification for U.S. military intervention in Cuba. 2. The Joint Chiefs of Staff recommend that the proposed memorandum be forwarded as a preliminary submission suitable for planning purposes. It is assumed that there will be similar submissions from other agencies and that these inputs will be used as a basis for developing a time-phased plan. Individual projects can then be considered on a case-by-case basis. 3. Further, it is assumed that a single agency will be given the primary responsibility for developing military and paramilitary aspects of the basic plan. It is recommended that this responsibility for both overt and covert military operations be assigned the Joint Chiefs of Staff. For the Joint Chiefs of Staff, LLLEMNITZER Chairman Joint Chiefs of Staff. The problem: 1. As requested by Chief of Operations, Cuba Project, the Joint Chief of Staff are to indicate brief but precise description of pretexts, which they consider would provide justification for U.S. military intervention in Cuba. Conclusion: the suggested courses of action appended to Enclosure A satisfactorily respond to the statement of the problem. However, these suggestions should be forwarded as a preliminary submission, suitable for planning purposes, and together with similar inputs from other agencies, provide a basis for development of a single, integrated, time-phased plan to focus all efforts on the objective of justification for U.S. military intervention in Cuba. Enclosure A. Note: the courses of action which follow are a preliminary submission suitable only for planning purposes. They are arranged neither chronologically nor in ascending order. Together with similar inputs from other agencies, they are intended to provide a point of departure for the development of a single, integrated, time-phased plan. Such a plan would permit the evaluation of individual prefects within the context of cumulative, correlated actions designed to lead inexorably to the objective of adequate justification for U.S. military intervention in Cuba. 1. Since it would seem desirable to use legitimate provocation as the basis for U.S. military intervention in Cuba, a cover and deception plan, to include requisite preliminary actions such as has been developed in response to Task 33-0, could be executed as an initial effort to provoke Cuban reactions. Harassment plus deceptive actions to convince the Cubans of imminent invasion would be emphasized. Our military posture throughout execution of the plan will allow a rapid change from exercise to intervention if Cuban response justifies. 2. A series of well-coordinated incidents will be planned to take place in and around Guantanamo to give genuine appearance of being done by hostile Cuban forces. Incident to establish a credible attack are: 1. Start rumors. Use clandestine radio. 2. Land friendly Cuban in uniform over the fence to stage attack on base. 3. Capture these Cuban saboteurs inside the base. 4. Start riots near the base main gate. 5. Blow up ammunition inside the base and start fire. 6. Burn aircraft on air base. 7. Lob mortar shells from outside of base into base. 8. Capture assault teams approaching from the sea or vicinity of Guantanamo City. 9. Capture militia group which storms the base. 10. Sabotage ship in harbor, large fires using nepheline. 11. Sink ship near harbor entrance. Most important, conduct funerals for mock victims. If you guys are interested to know more, you can go and read official documents. Thanks for watching my video, and support me for more such interesting videos.